120 days ago, 5 Atlanta men, 5 legends of the American 20th century, warriors in the fight for civil and human rights, recipients of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, were with us. Now 3 are gone, 2 within the span of 12 hours. Ambassador Andrew Young and Hank Aaron remain. Atlanta without Congressman John Lewis, the Reverend C.T. Vivian, and Dr. Lowry, difficult to fathom. They cast giant shadows on so much here for so long. 4 decades ago, when I first arrived in Atlanta, a college friend from the Rocky Mountain West asked me, "Do you ever see any of these civil rights leaders in the community? Ever encounter any?" I responded, "Oh yeah, all the time. I see them in grocery stores, cafeterias, ball games, charity events. They're involved everything in Atlanta, large and small. I've met all of them." While many big cities are defined by architecture, bridges, skyscrapers, natural beauty, and location, Atlanta is unique. Our city has been known for its leadership, its moral leadership, men and women who changed not only this city, but the country and the world. In 2008, when Morris Brown College was on the brink of being shuttered, and the city of Atlanta had shut off the water, it was the Reverend C.T. Vivian who mobilized and helped raise $500,000 for the historic school founded by slaves, including getting the water turned back on. Today, Morris Brown College is prospering with new construction and a bustling enrollment. Reverend Vivian's workshops on race have trained thousands of Atlanta's leaders, both black and white, over the last 45 years. Dr. Joseph Lowry served Atlanta as the pastor of Cascade United Methodist Church from 1986 through 1992. The congregation is one of Atlanta's most influential churches. When my Atlanta colleagues would gather at work and restaurants, at dinner parties, or attend civic events, invariably the subject would come up. What does Atlanta look like without these great lions of the movement? Sadly, it means losing our soul. We should all be grateful for their navigation of the ship through difficult generational storms. Atlanta has survived and prospered. But what now? Where are we going? We are about to find out. Dr. King said, "Whatever your life's work is, do it well. A man should do his job so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn could do it no better."